Chantal.
Hey!
Thank you so much for welcoming Alliance for Period Supplies here at Her Village in New York. We really appreciate that you have welcomed us into your space and that you're going to talk a little bit about the work that you do. So I guess if you can, just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you founded Her Village and all of the wonderful things that you do here.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. So, I'm Chantal. I'm a New York City native, so this is home. Particularly the Bronx and Harlem are home. And I started Her Village because when I became a mom, I realized how much help moms needed, just from needing help myself. When I had my second daughter, our family was just going through a lot of financial hardship, and I experienced diaper need. And I didn't even know it was a thing. I just thought I ran out of diapers. It's kind of like what I would have called it. I didn't realize that no, what you're experiencing is actually something that's an issue across the country. So I actually had a really awesome friend who reached out, and she was I didn't even tell her, mind you. She had no idea that I ran out of diapers. I didn't tell anyone because I was so embarrassed. And she messaged me, and she's just what size diaper do your kids wear? And she literally sent me a case of diapers every month until I got my first full-time job. And I always joke with her, and I'm like, you were my diaper bank, you were my village, because she really was. And from that experience and having someone support me, I wanted to give back. So in 2016, I hosted a community baby shower. And it went so good. It went really, really well. But I found myself satisfied but discontent, because I was okay, this is awesome, but this is one time. What are these moms going to do in 3 months? What are they going to do next year? How are they going to get support down the line? So I started to research, support for mothers, and Diaper Bank Network came up. The National Diaper Bank Network came up, and that's when I started to learn about diaper need. And it wasn't just one, that it was a thing. Diaper need is a thing. I'm not the only one that's experienced it, but it's a thing. Tons of moms experience it, unfortunately. And there are diaper banks to help with that. And that's when it started to kind of swirl around that, I wanted to start a diaper bank. And I took other jobs because, as with anything, starting your own thing it's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I kept having other jobs, but the issue of diaper need would come up at my other jobs. Period priority would come up at my other jobs, from teaching to social service kind of work, even having kids in school asking for extra pads to take home because they didn't have pads at home. Because here in New York City, the schools have to provide period supplies, so we have them in the school, but the issue is kids don't have them at home. Right. So just seeing all these different issues kind of popping up in different spaces, it just kind of kept affirming for me, this is something I needed to do. So in February, we had all our proper incorporation, logistics stuff happening. I decided to start it. And then in March, the whole city, not just the city, the country, the world shuts down because, the pandemic was just at an all-time high. And I was oh, maybe I'm not going to do this. But, as we all seen around end of March, April, with wow, this is an issue. Parents are freaking out. They can't find diapers. Period poverty is an issue now because schools are closed. So the kids that were getting it at school now don't have access. All of the people are losing their jobs. It was just all these things were happening. So my board member was actually in a Facebook group where a mom's Facebook group, and one of the moms in the Bronx was asking for support with diapers. And at this point, we had already started our social media, and we started to tell people hey, this is what we'd like to do. So we had started collecting diapers and getting a little bit of support. So she reached out to me, we reached out to the mom, we got connected, and my husband literally started driving us around, dropping diapers in front of people's buildings. We'd put the diapers in front of their building, go back to the car, wait for them to come down and wave and drive off to the next one. And that's how we got started. Then we eventually got our first partner organization that we started to work with to distribute diapers. And then from there, it just, word started to spread. We never advertised ourselves, just word started to spread because the need is so great. And then next thing you know, it's snowballing, and now we have 9 partner agencies. We're serving over 500 families a month.
Wow.
It's just
wow.
We just did 200,000 diapers.
Yeah.
What was that? 2 days ago. So it's starting to snowball. We're almost at 100,000 period supplies. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That's an amazing story, and it must feel so amazing to be able to do that. I think it's so important that, when you have that lived experience, how hard that is. And what a wonderful feeling it is that you can actually help out people that are in the same situation that you have been. So thank you so much for doing everything that you do with Her Village. Can you tell me more about, so we're in New York City. New York City is huge.
Oh yeah.
So if you can tell me a little bit about the service area that Her Village serves specifically, and the partner agencies that you work with.
Yeah, so we actually serve all 5 boroughs.
Okay.
The borough that we serve, the top 2 boroughs that are kind of like neck and neck that we serve are the Bronx and Brooklyn. Bronx being a little bit have a little bit of an edge over Brooklyn, but we do serve all 5 boroughs, which is really exciting for us. We're really happy about that. And we always say even Staten Island, because people always forget about Staten Island, but we serve that borough too.
Okay.
So our partners, do you want like a legit, like, let's like, these are our partners, or just tell you about them?
Yeah, just like a general feeling of like who you work with in the community.
So we're partnered with some health clinics in the Bronx, like the Bronx Community Health Network, the Morris Heights Community Health Network. We're partnered with domestic violence organizations that support moms that have experienced domestic violence. What else? We're partnered with food pantries, you know, because that's obviously a big link between food insecurity and diaper need and period poverty. But yeah, all of the organizations we serve we're partnered with another organization that helps teen moms and kind of gives them mentors, so we're able to help with like that material side while they help with like the stuff that's not tangible, right? So we try to partner with agencies that are offering that other piece of it, because like we don't see ourselves really going into case management. That's not our model. Case management is not our model. We try to support moms in other ways, but when moms need like that actual like legit, like I need someone to connect me with those services, we try to point them to the partner agencies just to make sure that they're getting support as a whole person. We're also partnered with Bronx Defenders, and that partnership is really important just because especially mothers of color are more likely to have ACS cases, which is like in New York City, ACS is like our Child Protective Services. I know it's called different things in different states. And like a lot of people are having these cases because they don't have resources. So being able to provide that resource, that essential item for families, it kind of can help with them, you know, keeping their children and having that case ultimately closed. Because if you're saying her baby's in a dirty diaper, well, we're able to get dirty diapers from this place and support, or she's not providing this period supply for her daughter, then they're able to get it and say like, hey, I have this, so like what's the next thing I need to do so I can have my kids back, or whatever it is, you know?
Okay. So we're here in your storage space, and I'm so excited because I want to see where all of the magic happens. So you were awarded a Funds for Change grant to expand this. So we want to see more of the stuff that you do in here, what happens, and how this grant will help you to expand not only the space, but also to increase the clients that you serve. So show us around.
Absolutely. So I'll show you what we have going right now,
Sure.
and I'll let you know what we like to do. So it's really not much. Right here we got our diapers. This is where we keep all the diapers that we receive. With the Funds for Change grant, we really hope to get more of these nice big shelves because they really do store a lot of diapers. So we'd like to have kind of like a couple of rows of diapers over here. Over here in these cardboard boxes, which are good for the time, you know, they're functional nonprofits. We make it happen. We do what we gotta do. But we would like something a bit more sturdier, just because it's easier to store period supplies in here, so that when we're distributing to families, our volunteers can very easily just grab them. They don't have to like worry about opening, going over here and going behind things. They can kind of just like, exactly. It's just like, boop, up, here we go, and keep it moving. Over here is where we keep like our little station. So this is our station for all of our period kits that we give out. So it has bags for us to put things in, labels, all of that fun stuff. And then all back here is just like a mess, right? I don't know any other way to say it. And this is what the Funds for Change grant is really going to help us get in order, because I think almost every diaper bank I know of, they also do clothes. We also do hygiene items. Like it's not just that one diaper bank or just period supplies. Like there's also other needs that come up with it. Sometimes with period supplies, we also are able to give out underwear, of course brand new, but we need to be able to properly store that. So hoping to create like an organizational system that kind of comes across the wall, some shelving, something that's organized so that it's just easier to serve people, because like now when people ask for additional things, it's like, oh, I'll be back. Let me go pull out this. Oh, hold on. Let me pull out everything, you know?
Right.
Where we like it to just be like, oh, here we go, grab it and keep it moving. So obviously you can serve people faster, serve people more efficiently. So the way our model works, so dignity is our most important, probably core value of all of the core values, because we really believe that someone's humanity should be recognized above anything else, whether they live in poverty or not, right?
Absolutely.
So we do appointments, so that's kind of like the model. Families make appointments, the families that we serve directly, they make appointments, they come to the office. So when we have things kind of like this, it can be like so just more difficult to kind of grab things and serve people. But thanks to the the Funds for Change grant, we'll be able to, you know, create a system where we can more easily get people the things they need quicker. And if we're serving people quicker, that means we can serve more people in a shorter amount of time and ultimately serve more people generally. So we're really excited just to get like an organizational system up and going, add more racks, more storage, so that we can get more items in and ultimately help more families.
Yeah, great. Well, we're so excited to be able to fund this project for you. Thank you again so much for having Alliance for Period Supplies come into your space in New York and share with us all of the wonderful things that you're doing here. So thank you so much. Hopefully this is only one visit of many.
Yes.
And we will see you again.